Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rini. This is of course the Enchanted Planner, and today we're filming my vertical for the week of the 27th. This plan with me went so sideways, like so sideways. I think by the time it was all said and done, it was about 50 minutes long. So we're going to speed it up. We're going to have a chit chat and we're going to talk about life in general, the planner spread, and whatever else. So I've just showed you the first 4 pages are the new set that Di has put out on Patreon. So I will link it down below so you can go and find it if you'd like. What I did is I, of course, needed different boxes. So I imported the files into Canva and then just used my own box set. But by importing them into Canva, I could color pick and then make the boxes the same color. And the other thing I did was I imported some of the files over onto and I enlarged them so I could get some bigger floral pieces. So the 3 pages that I showed you last don't come with the set. It's stuff that I just messed around with in Canva because you know me, I cannot leave well enough alone. But the set is beautiful. And of course, it is in celebration of the Lunar New Year being on Wednesday, the 29th, because we are moving into the year of the snake, which is, she's got a couple of florals with some snakes attached, and they're very fun as well. Now, she included alcohol ink blots in this set, and oh, so fun, like so fun, different and so fun. And I love the fact that they are the size that they are. They're just really cool. I have some alcohol ink spotty things from According to Allie, but they're just, I don't know. I never really ever used them. I never gravitated towards them. These ones I quite like, and it's probably the size. Let's just be honest here. I love big decor. So I've pulled out this washi. It's a black and white striped washi. It is ancient to the point where this roll of washi is starting to break really easy because the adhesive, like it's just breaking down. It's getting too old. I do not know where it came from. It has a cardboard inside as opposed to a plastic one. So I don't think it was a happy planner. If it is a happy planner, it's an old happy planner like from years ago. But yeah, so it's just a simple, skinnier quarter, I think it's a quarter length striped washi. But yeah, it's great, but it gives me some grief during the spread. Now, got some more alcohol blot thingies. They're so fun. And now I'm just trying to play around with figuring out how we're going to place these because I want to layer some florals with them. But some of the other florals aren't quite big enough to fill the space. So I pulled one off of the set of enlarged images that I created in Canva and print and cut. And then of course, when you know it, I'm going to print and cut today. And my Cricut gives me some grief. Is that I love her. I love Cassandra, but she's a little high maintenance. And I guess what has happened is they've updated the software again. And when they do that, every once in a while, it will do something and I have to literally reinstall the software from scratch or it will not find my machine. So I had to do that today. I was getting a little frustrated. And then I went, wait, we've had this problem before. What did we do? And I went, oh yes, we uninstalled and reinstalled the software. And I've talked to people, and so have Di now. We've seen that silhouette gives people the same kind of grief. So I don't think that it's just a limited to Cricut design space that is a problem. I think that the creators of things just always try and improve upon things when sometimes they should just leave it alone and not mess with things. But yes, Di and I did find that interesting because we've seen some posts and read through some comments and talked to a few people who have silhouettes. They have similar issues with their machines. So I'm like, okay, it's not just a Cricut thing. It's just a tech thing. Now, whether it happens as often, because it seems to me that Cricut Design Space is literally like there are some times where it's updated 4 times in a month, like once a week. There are times where they've updated it and then screwed something up and then immediately had to put out an additional fix for their oops, right? But I love my machine and I wouldn't trade it for the world, even though I do complain about her a little bit. All right, so as you'll notice, we are placing down some florals, and this is where this spread goes so sideways. I had good intentions. I really had good intentions. But if you'll notice from the placement, I put one on the inside instead of on the spine. And I don't know why I did that on autopilot. And I was going to lift it up, but I'm like, I didn't really de-stick that sticker. It's going to be very hard to get up. I didn't really want to pull out the undo, so we just left it. And I was like, okay, well, we're just going to make the best of it. Because at this point right now, I do not really have an indication or an idea of how unbalanced the spread is going to become in the end. And you'll see as we go along on this little journey together. So I've laid down again some washi to box in, or to sort of set the box in sort of for that, for inside the box. I can't even figure out how to describe that, but you know what I'm talking about. So we're going to leave the florals alone for a bit, and then I come back and I'm playing with some of the alcohol inks. So we've got this, and we're just going to cover up the lines really quickly, because everything else in this spread I'm taking to the spine. So I'm not sure why I randomly didn't notice that I had put down a sticker inside the boxes instead of outside and at the edge of the page. And I was contemplating completely ripping this spread apart or scrapping this one and then literally just doing new spread and calling her done. But I have a lot of other things I need to get done this week. It's the 22nd as I film this, and I need to get all of my content ready to go for my fitness channel, fitness and wellness channel, because it's the 22nd of the month. And that means I've got all the emails I've got to write and edit, and I've got all of the social media posts and I have a lot to do. And I think it's important that we as creators share with you that we don't have it figured out either. And there are days where spreads go south, and it is what it is. But the great thing about them is at the end of the week, we can turn the page and there is a whole new spread to look forward to. Now, if this was a scrapbook layout, I would probably have a different approach and outlook to it, because again, that's something that inevitably I'm going to keep for a lot longer than like these planner spreads, right? So this is why I'm cutting myself some slack. And I'm also at the same time sharing with you that it's okay if you don't love your spread 100%. It's not like I hate this spread. It's just really unbalanced, and it's going to bother me a bit every time I open my planner, but I'm letting go. I'm choosing to let go of some of those impulses to have to control everything, because I cannot control everything. And that's okay. It's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect every single time. So you're probably starting to see with the sticker placements what I'm talking about when I say it ended up being a very unbalanced spread. Because again, I took most of the other elements all went to the edge of the page. There's that one sticker that just didn't, and it is what it is. So it is what it is. We are looking for a box to put off to the side there. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to yawn for a second. All of a sudden, it's that time of day. And here is where I begin to realize what I have done. So now we're moving towards trying to salvage it. And I'm going to play around with like contemplating some sticker placements and deciding that they just don't work. I just laid in my new moon sticker, and then Di also created a Lunar New Year sticker that I'm going to include on the Wednesday as well. But I want to bring in the year of this, like she's got a couple of the floral pieces with snakes included for the year of the snake. So I wanted to bring those in as well. And again, at this point, I'm like, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. We are just going to go with it. We're going to do our best to try and salvage it and bring some of this more in balance, which at the end, it didn't quite come together as well as I had hoped, but it is what it is. It's a planner spread. It's not the end of the world, right? Oh, excuse me. Oh, so I'm just eliminating the edge of the box there because I do like to do that. I forgot to do, well, it's not that I forgot to do it. I didn't prep the other side as well as I should have. And I could not get that sticker up to get under it to cover up the box. So it wasn't super noticeable. So I just left it. And then we're bringing in a quote And I quite like the quotes that Di had included with this set as well, because that one says, every transformation in your life is sacred. Trust the unfolding just as the snake trusts its nature to renew. So I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Because what Di and I have been talking about is like, we haven't really even started our New Year's goals. Like, I haven't and she hasn't. So we're kind of deciding that's it. New Year's is starting now. Now, normally I wait until after my birthday anyways, because my birthday being literally in the middle of January, I kind of look to my birthday as being the kickoff for the new year. And I think Di kind of does that too, with her birthday being in the middle of December. But I think we're just off to a slow start. And I think that that's probably exactly where we need to be at this time. Like, everything I think has there's a reason for everything, and everything happens for a reason. And I do believe that if we're off to us, like, this has not been a bad year, like a start to a bad year. It's been a little bit rocky, but it hasn't been super bad. And I think that's where it's supposed to be. Like, I think I'm literally just supposed to start coming to putting my feet on the ground now and figuring out my plan for 2025. And then of course I'll share that with you guys along the way. Do you see what a mess we've made? Well, me, not you guys, but do you see what a mess I have made by simply putting that sticker in the wrong spot? There's not really much salvaging happening. I tried bringing in some of the alcohol ink blot across the spine to see if it would help. It just keeps getting there, just keeps going. But it's like I said, it turns out all right. It's not a horrible spread. I don't absolutely hate it. There are things that are a little out of balance, and it's going to be a reminder every time I open my planner to look at it this week, but it's also going to give me a chuckle because there is now a story and some fun thoughts that go along with it, because I'm choosing to flip it into a positive instead of making it a negative. And just chuckle about it, because we not always don't have to have everything perfect and figured out, right? But I do want to bring in some more flowers, and that's where we're aiming to do right now, is just finalize and bring in some flowers to make it all pretty. And then some headers, because Di was kind enough to give us headers with this set as well. She usually does. I like to include headers in the ones that I create for Etsy as well. But yeah, we needed the headers. Kind of puts a finishing touch onto the spread. But we're just about finished. And I hope you have just as much of a chuckle looking at this spread as I do, knowing that by simply placing the sticker in the wrong spot in one place, everything just kind of went south from there. Like I said, it's fun. It's a story, and it's part of who I am. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, you guys. I will see you next time.